8,
9.
10.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
oh, hey, girl, hey, yeah. What's going on with you, man?
Oh, just living the life. Just living the motherfucking life or whatever.
That's all you can do, right? Am I right? You just
Amen.
wake up in this
Amen.
bitch. What's up?
Right. Like,
What's new?
That's it.
Shit.
You'd be like, just another Thursday, sitting here with you. What's up?
Wake
Look at
up,
these
tomorrow's Friday. Wow.
scrolling on the Instagrams.
I'm finna go to that void that was in Everything Everywhere all at once.
I saw you
That
post
shit
that.
looked tempting as hell. I said,
They
let's
were trying
go.
to avoid that void like the plague. You like, yo, let's
Oh,
go.
no, that shit lit. Let's go.
Heard this new club. It was called the Void. It's a donut. Mad donuts in there.
It was a
This shit-
donut.
Remember,
I
it was
gotta
a
watch that
donut.
again. We should watch that. Did we try to watch that with the girls?
Oh, they hated it. Amanda had she was not having it. That's not the girls thing. And Jasmine was like, I've been watching it, but I don't know what's going on. It's weird. But what was she saying? She's like, but it's like, I keep watching it. I can't like look away. I couldn't tell you what's happening, but like, it's weird, right? But it's moving me. It's art. I'm like, shut the fuck, this girl. That's exactly how she is,
That
right?
is exactly how she is.
I got my Jasmine impersonation down. Y'all don't know her like that, but that's literally
exactly how she is.
I don't know. It's something about it that like I can't look away, right? Be like, girl, what happened in this movie?
Where we at? I don't know where we at in this.
Girl, all I want for you is to have 2 screens.
I did, but
open.
then I'd be.
You just won't do it. I hear you every time. Click back and forth, back and forth.
I am trying, y'all. You want to see me try my hardest? Check me out. Next Monday, October 30th on Bet on Black. This is where I share my actual pitch.
Yes.
Do I win or do I not? Stay tuned. You can check out Bet on Black. This is a business pitch TV series with Revolt, sponsored by Target, featuring 12 Black businesses that share their innovative and incredible businesses, all in hopes of winning $200,000. This terrified me. I'm terrified to have it out in the world in this moment, but
I can't wait to watch.
It's done. It's here. If you don't know, I have a business called the Sable Collective. It is an online boutique in this moment that sells clothing, jewelry, housewares, items beautiful and unique, sourced from Black, brown, and women makers. And so I stood 10 toes down to represent this business. I asked for some money from a panel of famous judges. If you want to see them, then you got to watch the show. All right. Renee's gonna be mad because I haven't had my setup quite yet for the watch party, but I'm gonna have something, and I just can't imagine. I just cannot imagine everybody around in a circle watching this. It just. What? It makes me nervous to be like, yeah, everybody come watch this together. I'm going to do it. I don't know. It's just, I'm not built that way to be like, yeah, come, make sure you guys come. But I am going to do something. I'm going to do like a watch and shop thing here in Philly. But you guys can watch it virtually all together. Yeah, this is it. So October 30th. Ooh, right before Halloween. It gets tricky and scary. Watch me do the scariest shit ever. And share my pitch on Bet on Black. Revolt TV, sponsored by Target.
Shout out to Target.
Both of y'all.
You need to tell them how you get on Renee's nerves. Tell them about the I still think about that parked car.
Oh, Renee don't know. Renee's learning me.
Renee Blewett, shout out to the god.
Renee Blewett is a business beast. I'm watching Renee. She has started. We first met and encountered Renee. We talked about this. There's a whole episode with her.
She did
Started
that.
off in the natural hair community, blogging, always centering Black women, Black businesses, and just has grown to be, dipping and dabbing on her terms in the corporate world, respected, an amazing consultant and producer. Shout out to her. But Renee be like, yeah, Shanti, the Sable Collective. She be like, girl, get it together, right? You got it together. And I'm like, Renee, I can't let you see me. Talk about vulnerability. And she's like, what is there to see? And I told her to come to CultureCon with me. And she's like, yeah, I'll come to CultureCon. We'll do it. And
then you didn't have a fucking ticket, and she did. That was the first thing.
That was the first thing. I
You
was like,
invite somebody.
She was like, all right, I'm gonna get my ticket. Then by the time I was ready to buy the tickets, there were tickets sold out. Shout out to Shaniqua, a listener that saved the day. You the bomb, like tick tick. So I got a ticket. And Renee was like, cool. We meet up, we link up, we endure very hard weathering at CultureCon. We both like, yo, we gotta leave. And I was like, all right, cool, Renee, thanks for linking up. And she was like, girl, where did you park? You could just drive me to my car. And I was like, okay, Renee. She was like, because I parked so far away. I was like, yeah, me too. I guess I parked like, I don't know, 7 minutes away. I don't know where I parked. I was just looking at my GPS because I have on my GPS, it'll do a parked car. So I have my landmarks that I knew that I hit or whatever, but this GPS is not taking us to those landmarks. And because I am conditioned by technology and AI, I was like, they must know better than my intuition. So Renee's walking, it's raining, we talking, and then she's like, girl, this is taking longer than 7 minutes.
That's exactly how she said.
I was like, Renee, I know. I was like, because it was in Brooklyn, and it was where the overpass is. So like every block kind of looks like themselves, where there's this overpass and these parked cars. And I was like, yeah, girl, this is taking forever. I was like, there was a park, some kind of park. And so I was like, and then, wait a minute. I'm on my GPS on my phone, and my phone dies.
You're so annoying.
My phone
Renee does not know my pain with you. She doesn't. I've been trying to explain it. I'm like, she's the most likable person, but I be wanting to strangle her sometimes.
And Renee's looking over. I'm like, Renee, my phone died. She goes, oh, well, are we close? And I was like, Renee, let me look at your phone, dog. Let me see your phone now. And let me look at where we started, and then I'll get my bearing because it was near a park. She's like, park? Oh my God, girl. That is 14 minutes back from where we came from. But she was cool. She was like, okay, it's all right. We're getting our walks in.
She's the best.
I was like, Renee, I tried to keep you from me. I really did. Because originally she wanted to pick me up from your house to drive there. I was like, girl.
I remember you being like, you can't call it
girl, you don't want to get caught up with a player like me, girl. I'll break your heart, girl. Tonight, she know the pain.
I was counseling you. I said, good call. Don't do it. You're going to be about 4 hours late. She's going to be up here sitting. You done lost your ticket. Car broke down. Lock the keys in the car. How many times have you come here and done some shit like that? You're like, oh my God, and blame it on Jolie. Jolie locked my keys in the car. Bitch,
she did.
You're the adult. I be looking at you like, what? You came all the way up here.
The thing is that my nervous system manages all that. Like, I'm like, cool.
I don't know how.
I'm like, all right, what are we going to do next? But when it gets stressed out, when I can feel somebody else stressed out next to me, and I'm like, you're not okay. So, fuck. But she was cool. Anyway, Bet on Black. Shout out to Revolt. Shout out to Target and Renee for helping us.
Blew it.
Watch on YouTube or stream on Revolt TV. Shout out to Diddy. Look at me. 6 degrees from Diddy. Oh. Me and him was close, child.
Amen.
How you doing?
Um, I've been better. Um,
Oh.
I know I'm just Debbie Downer. I'm struggling with The Walking Dead. Truly. I am at a point where it is actually painful to watch.
Yeah. Cut it off.
It's horrible. It's the I've made it to past a little bit the infamous season 7 episode 1. And I was texting Shanti during this episode and I said, hold up. And I paused it. Remember, I was FaceTiming you like a crazy person. And I said, I knew who was going to die. In my head, I was like, he's going to die because they are really playing this whole relationship up in a way where they're building this up to break us down. And then he didn't die. The other boy died. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's sad, but we can keep on pushing. And then he died too. And I said, what the fuck?
A lot of people stopped watching after that. Like a mass exodus from Walking Dead happened when it was airing in real time. People were pissed.
I know they were because I'm pissed. I'm mad at the interracial relationship, not because it's interracial, but because there was no buildup. I did not see sexual tension except for that episode when they had the sex. I knew that there was care for the child
that was random.
Involved, but I was like, what in the hell is going on? And now that you've pointed out the terrible hair, I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. And every time this individual wraps another headscarf around that terrible hair in order to cover it up, it's upsetting.
Let me tell you what my pet peeve is. Headbands that don't... I need to see a little bit of hair.
You need a little baby hair in it.
I need a little bit of hair. When they put the headbands and it be right and you can't see the hair line start.
Don't make no sense, right?
It really irritates me. It really does. And that woman, this whole movie,
whole series, entire series, she don't have a hairline. So that's annoying me. And then I kept going, Shanti, and I couldn't watch that episode. I heard it, and I was like, this is disturbing. I don't know what writers left and what writers came, but these writers are like the writers of that movie Saw. Like, want to play a little game?
Oh, they in a prison? They're in a prison.
Excuse me?
What? Where they at?
Girl, I said season 7. The prison been gone.
Oh, really?
You don't remember this show
at all.
All right. Now I kept going. And the next episode, I found myself looking at a black man with white dreadlocks, looking like he was something out of House of Dragons, petting a tiger. And I said, you know what? God damn it, Walking Dead. I was so irritated. Like, what are we doing? And so now I'm at this crossroads where, like, I said I was going to finish it.
Don't do it. Start Breaking Bad,
See,
girl.
that's how you are. You gave up.
It's not worth it.
You quit.
It ain't worth it, girl.
You quit. A couple people wrote and said, Antoinette, I stopped. Can you please keep going and keep giving us an update? You ain't got to
be a martyr for us, girl.
I feel like it's my duty to continue, though.
Turn it off and watch Breaking Bad. It's worth your time.
Nope. I am going to stick through this and get to the end. I've kept going. I'm not enjoying it at all.
Girl, this is a bad relationship. It's toxic at this point.
It's bad.
You're doing it for the kids.
Listen, Will and Jada, this is sacred. They said divorce is not an option. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking through it.
But they doing some other different stuff, though.
Well, I heard that it gets better after this. When did you stop? This is when you stopped?
Yeah, I didn't get past what's his name? The bad guy.
Negan.
Yeah,
I'm still with Negan. But apparently Negan sticks around for a long time.
I'll let Negan.
You're sick. Because Negan is not well.
He's cute to me.
Yeah,
Full
you're
head of
deeply
hair.
unwell.
Love
My
this
predictions.
jacket.
I have some predictions. I think Carl is going to die, or at least he should die.
Huh?
Carl's gonna die, or at least he should die, because he's doing some dumb shit. And I'm just at the point where it's like, all right, Negan ain't gonna give him a whole lot more chances. All right, Carl. I don't know what Carl's thinking with that one eye of his, but he's getting on my nerves. All right, he really is. Carl's pissing me off. He's not listening, and I don't know why Rick never know where his child is. Carl always doing some extra shit.
He's a teenager now.
No, he needs to tighten up. I think the black girl, what's her name? Sarah, she gonna die. She's too angry. She gonna die. I think that I don't know if Rick's gonna die. Rick's gonna stick around for a little while because I'm like, well, who's gonna be the leader? I don't see a new leader established yet. Michonne better not die. I know that the hillbilly dude, what's his name?
I don't know, but we all know who you're talking about.
The hillbilly dude is gonna make it because I saw an ad for his spinoff.
Is the show still going?
Yeah, I saw an ad for his spinoff. Carol, she acting like she don't want to kill nobody no more, but I think she gonna come back and start killing folks.
Carol's the real nigga still in her.
I think Carol's gonna make it. Yeah. The black dude who was the one that saved Rick in the beginning, child. I don't know, but I don't want him to die. Back. I love him. Yeah, I love him.
He's a beautiful character.
I want the tiger to go. I want the man with the tiger to go. And somehow, I think Negan is somehow going to join forces with Rick. Because that's just how this dumb show is going to go. That's my predictions. Y'all let me know if I'm right or wrong. Actually, don't let me know if I'm right or wrong. Let me know once I finish. Because I'm going to keep going. How many seasons is this shit?
Girl, too many.
All right, well, I'm not doing any spinoffs. But this is a terrible show. And it shows me how people have a terrible taste in television, because there are people who feel that this show is better than The Wire, and I'm disgusted by it.
Who thinks that?
Girl, I saw it online. People were saying this is the best show of all time, all times. Walking Dead.
It was good when it started. I liked it. You gotta say it was good when it was.
Even when it started, it wasn't as good. Even when it started, I was like, I don't feel connected. Anyway. Literally, those are my updates because my life is not exciting. And my updates are around a television show that I hate. So put that into perspective. I need a therapist. Seriously, put that into perspective. Let's go into some voicemails. You want to hear from the good people?
Always.
Always, always. As the god Alex L would say. All right, first up. You put the timestamp in? Sure. And it didn't work. I swear to God. Sorry, Monty. It says it's connected. Just don't understand.
Please make sure to take this out, okay?
This doesn't make any sense. It says it's connected.
I'm so full.
What did you eat?
Ethiopian.
I had Ethiopian today, and it was the most subpar Ethiopian. It was terrible. The lentils were they were burnt. You could tell that the pot was burnt. You know, the bottom of the pot.
Yep. Bad Ethiopian is bad. Bad ethnic food is bad.
Such a disappointment. All right, ready?
Bad Jamaican is the worst.
I don't have to hear. Ready? Oh my fucking God. You just heard it connect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it says connected. All
right. Heard that.
Did? Does Carl die? Be
Girl,
honest. Does he? Does
stay
he?
on my nerves.
This shit's still. All right. I.
Finished
They're not gonna be able to hear this.
The Walking Dead.
Oh my God! Somebody.
The governor ain't shit, but the next guy, it gets better.
Can you hear that or
Not
no?
a drop off, but it gets better. Breaking Bad.
I don't know what to do.
Start again. Do it again. I can listen. Go ahead.
It's doing that.
No,
This is where I start getting stressed. Like I'm getting hot. This doesn't make any sense. Whatever. It's the best I can do right now. Oh my. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Oh, is it connecting? Let me turn this Bluetooth off. Okay. Maybe it's connecting to the computer. Why? Couldn't tell you. Okay.
My name is Jeff.
Bam. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Can you? Okay. And put that at the, put that at the top of the voicemails here. Thank you. This is stupid. All right, ready, set, I'm playing it.
Hi, my name is Justin. I'm calling from Atlanta. Calling in regards to the last episode. I just forgot the name of the episode. Doesn't matter. Antoinette and Shanti. I fully finished The Walking Dead. The governor ain't shit, but the next guy, it gets better. It gets better. It has a drop off, but it gets better. Breaking Bad is a plus show, masterful show. So you'll love both of those. You'll be love both of those and be frustrated at the same time. And I had a question. I was wondering who. Well, I'm question for both of you, I guess. What as far as poly relationships, why would either one of you be good or bad at poly relationships? Just out of curiosity.
Negroes always want to know about poly relationships, don't they?
Do they answer
y'all.
that?
Sorry, I am dealing with things and I apologize. I'm projecting. I don't know your name, Justin, and
From
I
Atlanta.
apologize. Go ahead, Ashanti. Maybe you should answer that first.
I would be good in a poly relationship because I like different people. I like different energies. I like variety. I could have fun. I would be bad in a poly relationship because I also like depth and obsession, and I don't know that I'm evolved enough to be open with multiple people. Like I need this one-on-one long time opening up that I know how to do one-on-one. I don't think I could do that with every person. Maybe that's not required in a poly relationship either, which maybe is lit then. Maybe I am perfect for poly relationships. Maybe just one we're obsessed, everybody else we just kicking it or whatever. I don't know. haven't had the opportunity or the desire quite as recently to explore. So, internet.
I don't think I would be good in a poly relationship, but also I'm triggered. I don't know. I think that most of my relationships have been poly, one way or the other, and I'm about sick of it. Right now, I'm trying to be
Wifed
down
up.
with one person. So I think I think I could be poly in like 20 years. Not right now. Right now,
20 years?
yes.
Dang.
It's been so long that I'm just like, yeah, nah, I ain't
So
sure.
when I'm 60, I see
I
what
don't
it
feel like
is
sharing.
hitting for.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
55. Yeah, let's start. Cause now I don't care. Come on. We love each other. I don't know. I think honestly, if I were to be in a poly relationship right now, it'd just be based off of I'm fucking lonely, I'm tired, I'll share. If I'm being honest, that and I don't ever want to be that. But I've gotten close to that. Close enough that it makes me triggered and uncomfortable. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
To you specifically?
Yeah.
Okay. So Justin, I think Shanti might be your girl if that's what you're looking for.
That wasn't
you
even
might
what
be
he
moving to Atlanta.
insinuated. He was like, I got a girl. Let me see which one of them want to be with my girl.
Anyway.
I come to Atlanta now. Don't try to draw me to Atlanta.
The fact that like nobody knows this, but you are just as much of a lover girl as me. And I won't blow your cover.
I'm a slow burn lover. Yes, I am. It takes me a long time.
Skip and jump into relationships all the time. You have not been single on this podcast.
Stop disrespecting me.
Yeah, you are a lover girl. And when you have a crush, you be like, just like me. You're like, we're getting married. I'm obsessed. Date one.
But it's a slow. You're open. I'll think that, but I will never reveal that. And motherfucker will not know that.
I say that to somebody. I will just
no.
show
I
with my
feel like
actions.
energetically, men know that you're sweet. You're caring. You're nurturing. You're present. You're like showing up. Like
yeah, I'm sweet on them.
Will not do that until
and that's why you get wifed. I gotta learn.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you gotta be like, I actually don't fuck with you a little bit.
Is that what I've been?
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Have I been wifed? Don't make me just confused.
Ready? Next up.
Hey, this is Blue. I wanted to call in and talk about a few episodes ago, you guys mentioned wanting to gain some wildlife and survival skills. And then Antoinette talked about spending thousands of dollars to do a training. I want you to know the training is much more accessible than that. You can go through different state agencies to get the training. I live in Alabama right now, and it's the Alabama Wildlife and Fisheries Division. But in Pennsylvania, you can go to the Pennsylvania Game Commission. And in New York, it would be the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. And they have all kind of classes that will teach you camping, how to start a fire, even if you want to learn hunting, learning about different, even fishing. And actually, I'm on the Pennsylvania Game Commission's website right now, and they even have virtual learning. So I just want you to know the training and skills are much cheaper and much more accessible to get. Also, I would look into any kind of land trust in your area or nature conservatories. They usually have fun little outdoorsy trainings if you want to learn like bird watching or something niche like that. Okay, bye.
Dropping gems,
That was
resources,
amazing.
community. Wow.
Yes, thank you, Blue.
I gotta write that down.
I know. Wow, remember when I was about to spend like $3,000 on just the training and not even the flight and the travel? I hate The Walking Dead now, but still want to do it. Thanks, sis. All right. Let me go to the next one. Monty, please take this out as I find the next one, please. Because somebody said I'd be asking you to take stuff out and you don't take it out. Keep taking it out.
They snitching on you, Monty. Stay on your P's and Q's. The streets is watching.
Mandy was like, just so you know, it's like 3 minutes of Shanti coughing.
That was
Still on
one
the
time,
episode.
Mandy. That was
I
one time.
said,
Monty,
damn.
no, Monty's always on it. That was one
Wait,
time.
where is this?
Why you snitch on Mandy? Damn.
Mandy don't care. Oh my God, why can't I find it? 925. This is stressful. I don't care what nobody say. Okay, ready? Ready? Set?
Hey, so next, in regards to your conversation with Shanti about, I guess what we could call colorism in the Black community, and how that shapes our preferences in partnerships, romantic partnerships. I was married very young and had children with this man at a very young age. And he definitely had a complex about how light-skinned I was. He was a brown-skinned man, typically and historically had dated dark-skinned women, made it very clear to me that I wasn't his type, but somehow we ended up together anyway and even had children together. I remember comments about how he hoped and wished our children would be dark skinned. Also, I remember a point in which he didn't want to be seen with me. In certain parts of our region, certain parts of the Bay Area, he wouldn't want to be seen with me. He would actually leave me in the car, or we would separate in public spaces because he was so concerned about how people perceive him being with a racially ambiguous woman. I'm actually very, very light, even probably more ambiguous than Antoinette is. And so for him, that was just too neutral. It was not clear enough in the perception of others. And so, yeah, that created not necessarily a trauma, but I would say it was certainly alienating. And it was a kind of colorism that, racially ambiguous people experience and should be discussed. It's not traumatic, it's not violent, it's not hateful or spiteful, but it is something to consider when it comes to these preferences that we have for complexion in the spectrum of Blackness. I was raised to believe that, Black is beautiful. Clearly he was not. And that was a severing moment in our relationship. So it's understood. The conversation that you all are having and continue to have resonates with me. And I want to thank you for having it.
I don't know what to say to that. I never experienced that. I've experienced someone telling me like, not who I thought I would be with. And I don't really want to deal with that, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if that preference feels like I don't know, that feels less of I don't know. That feels more like a fear of not being considered.
Are you being perceived?
Yeah. Which is real. Well, you probably dodged a bullet, sis, if I'm being honest. All right. Let's go to the next one. That sucks. She said he would leave her in the car. Child.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Where y'all was at?
She's at the Bay Area. I don't know that much about the Bay Area at all. But even still, like, wow. What kind of that's a different kind of rejection. And his fear of of whatever the perception would be if he was out with her, someone who's racially ambiguous. The trickle down of the impact of his fear onto her. Wait, as you sit in the car and question, like, how do you not question who you are and your value and your worth and within a certain community if like the person that you love
But where
isn't?
was he that he had to do that? Where did they what?
I don't know. He didn't have to do it, did he? Or do we, again, is this the whole, it's our fault? We put these kind of parameters on folks and expectations on folks and judgment. Like, look at how we all responded to the lady who didn't know how to say Issa Rae's name. It was like, she white. It was like, oh, that's a black woman. What are y'all talking about? It's tricky.
Damn. It's hard out here.
Yeah. Next up.
Hi, ladies. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the episode that you did on Palestine. I have a lot of feelings around this issue, and my heart is aching, and I feel hopeless most of the time. But hearing your coverage really helped. Growing up Arab and Muslim in the U.S., I don't remember a single day that I wasn't seeing Palestine on the news in our home because we watched Al Jazeera, which actually covered what was happening. And honestly, growing up, I could never understand why no one else seemed to know what was happening until I got older, obviously, and understood the way that media covers it and how selective it can be. And then eventually, I came to understand how racism and capitalism work and why the media was hell-bent on people not knowing what was happening. But now, I mean, I can honestly tell you that I've never seen this much awareness. People are actually talking about it. And while you would think that would be uplifting, it's hard because nothing is changing. And in a way, it hurt less to have the comfort of thinking people just don't know. But now more and more people know and they're seeing it and they're still unaffected by just the murder of Palestinians. And this is the most exposure I think Palestine has ever received. And it doesn't feel like it's made a difference. And so my biggest fear is like, is this where it ends? And I'm genuinely terrified that this might be the last we hear of Palestine. And I don't know how to begin to process that. And something that really struck me, there's an image, a video that almost any Arab or Muslim can tell you they remember seeing. It's implanted in our hearts and our minds. And it was of a man, Jamal al-Durra, who was shielding his son, Muhammad al-Durra, from bullets. And the little boy died. And now 23 years later, the same man, Jamal, lost brothers. And I remember thinking when I saw this video, if only the world can see this image of this boy being murdered and his father trying to protect him. And now the world has seen worse, and it doesn't seem to matter. And I genuinely don't know how to feel anymore, but I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing what so many of us Arabs have been begging the world to do, and that's to educate folks and call this genocide by name. So sorry I don't have a more uplifting mindset towards this mess, but thank you both so much for being a light in this void and giving me at least the tiniest bit of hope. So I appreciate y'all so much for everything that you do. Bye.
Yeah, it still doesn't feel like even close to enough. Like that feels crazy
No.
to me. Doesn't even feel like, yeah.
It's sad that like people are being slaughtered and all some certain folks can want is acknowledgement, not even justice.
Yes, something. So because it's like gaslighting. It's like I can't be crazy. You can't be crazy. You can't just be screaming into a void. There has at least other people are seeing this. Like this just can't be. We have witnesses. There's proof. Somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that the acknowledgement doesn't automatically lead to change or empathy, even collective empathy. But
Maybe one day.
mm,
I don't know. I was looking at the young people, and you know, young people, half the time they don't, let me not dismiss them. But I know when I was young and I was protesting, half the time I didn't really even understand fully the fight, but I just knew something was wrong and I was going to stand up against it, against an oppressed people. So I don't want to negate that, because that fire, I was watching the young people, high schoolers even, like in their schools, marching through their school, saying free Palestine, taking to the street, walking out. And I thought, wow, I saw young people in here in New York as well when I was driving around, when I was off, and seeing the kids. And I thought, well, at least when we get tired, somebody else going to pick it up, you know? So, I don't know. That's it. It feels hopeless and never ending, but that gives me some hope that at least they recognize something. They feel something,
oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk some more. Take a break. Sing for us, please.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Boop. Long ass episodes. All right. I don't even know how to get into this. And we are back. So we need to do like a mental health check.
Oh.
Because this heavy. It's heavy. And I saw you post something, and I took a screenshot. And I've been thinking a lot about the absurdity of it all. And you use that word a lot, absurdity. And I think that's a great way to describe this: the quality or state of being ridiculous or wildly unreasonable. And we talk a lot about holding two things at once or multiple things at once. And I think both of us are having a hard time doing that. And I feel like if both of us are having a hard time doing that, a lot of folks are having a hard time doing that, right? And you posted from Grandma Baby Apothecary. It doesn't feel natural to keep working for capitalism during ethnic cleansing. It doesn't feel natural to keep working for capitalism during climate collapse. It doesn't feel natural to keep working for the same capitalism that renders me capital, that raped my ancestors and stole their babies. It doesn't feel natural to keep working for capitalism in an ongoing pandemic. It doesn't feel natural to keep working for capitalism under the suffocating weight of constant generational grief. Why did you post that?
Because I have a business that I have to run, and my business is sales are made through marketing. Sales are made through inspiring folks to aspire to aesthetics and beauty, and make cute videos and smile on the camera. And I could do better marketing than that, but I'm working on it. But that's that's where I'm at right now in my campaigns. And I don't have it in me to do it. I have, I just don't have it in me to do it. And so it's like, it feels so crazy sharing, doom scrolling, and then sharing really important information, I think. And like also sharing some of this information is very political information on a business account like in my stories, and then also being like, all right, but we have a sale, but also, don't I look cute in this moment? Don't you want to look cute right now? Wouldn't being beautiful make everything feel better? If I were good at marketing, like really good, this would maybe the perfect time to do this. Like, how can you escape from this reality? Gold-plated hoops, anyone? But I haven't been able to connect or tap into that. I don't care. I don't care to do it. I find myself in a not caring about a lot of stuff in this moment. And yeah, that's just where I'm at. I feel numb in a lot of ways. I feel like just, yeah, I guess disassociated. But yeah, disassociated. And at the same time, I'm a conditioned by my conditioning. I know that I have lots of things coming up. I have the holidays coming up. There is this like vigilance, hypervigilance, this guilt, and this drive to be productive, because we can't stop the wheels from turning. We can't break the wheel, because what the fuck else am I going to do? Like heartbreak or paying my rent? I gotta pay my rent.
It's
I'm not doing a
interesting.
good job of it, though.
What?
I'm not doing a good job of it. I might not be able to pay my rent.
Don't say
month.
that. I posted on our Twitter / my Twitter. I need therapy. I'm having such a hard time with the girlies posting pictures of their motherfucking lunch while a country is on fire. But countries are always on fire. Sudan, Syria, Yemen, Haiti, Afghanistan. The reality that life goes on is becoming less and less encouraging and more unbearable. And I sit with this thing. Had someone reach out to me who has been watching my stuff, and he just said, what did he say? He was right. It was a little raggedy ass. He said, hey, make sure to turn off. I have a really hard time with that. And I get really angry when I see, and judgmental theme here with me, when I see folks posting about their everyday life, or like making space for their lunch photos or their brunch photos or their new bamboo hoops, or like sale everybody, or like look at my new set. I felt weird even about my birthday. Like, what? Like, oh, blow out the candles, yay! Like, what the fuck are we doing? And I tend to my expectations of folks is for this to permeate them so deeply that it renders them incapable of thinking about anything else. And that is not healthy, and I know that. But I cannot lie and say that I don't get angry. Like, I was wondering how you were going to deal with this. And I wasn't judging you, because I know where your heart is, and I know how affected you are by this. And you've been far more passionate and outspoken about this than I, for far longer. And I was thinking, like, how does she navigate this without making it cringe, without making it cheap, without selling out? Like, how do you do it? And I was really proud of you, because it's a risk for you to post on your feed, I stand with Palestine, free Palestine, And I know that these corporations and these businesses, I guess the corporation, like when I see the not Target, shout out to Target, Target's the bomb. But when I see,
great shit.
When I see NFL say, I stand with Israel, or whatever, like when
did they do that?
Of course they did. The NBA
they
did.
did.
Sixers did it. All the teams did it. It was
I know
right after
your boy LeBron did it too.
Yeah, and I think it was right after the attacks, and honestly, I think
which is okay. Yes.
right. Which I think that they're
Say.
saying, "Yo, I
Yeah.
stand with you." This
Yeah.
so terrible.
Yeah.
Not the Sarah Silvermans who are encouraging the fucking genocide, but I ain't gonna get onto that bitch. She been problematic. Oh yeah, this bitch posted like, why would we give aid to people who slaughter us? And it's free aid that comes from Israel. All this bullshit. Anyway, I digress. When I see that, it feels less meaningful. But like a small business, like a Black owned business, I want to know where you stand. And for me, even in my personal life, I have friends who say nothing about it, but also I think about Cole Arthur Riley and Black liturgies and like decenter. But sometimes I feel like decentering is shutting the fuck up. Don't say nothing. I have a hard time with the Instagram girlies who are like, get ready with me, and just go on the day as though like it's a regular day. And I know I'm not right for that. I know that. But I can't help but be so angry by it, by the ability to be able to do it, to not just pause for a second. To me, it just signals. Sorry, it just signals.
Pause for a second. Mm-hmm.
It just signals like a disconnection from your humanity, a disconnection from goodness, from empathy, from compassion. I don't know, and I shouldn't take it that far. I really shouldn't. Like I saw a podcaster I really respect who's honestly outspoken on this stuff. And then they posted a video of them playing video games. And I know that it was to signal, like, you got to take time for yourself and all this. But what a fucking luxury, Like, what a privilege it is that we get to say, oh, got to take a mental health break. Make sure that you get on your video games, take a bath, go for a walk, turn it off. You're going to drive yourself crazy. Without acknowledging, people can't turn this shit off, ever. And then I'm like, well, should it be collective suffering? Like, I don't know I'm really asking. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know how to reconcile those two things in me and to not be frustrated when people are.
I feel like you said, in this moment, what's happening in Palestine and between Palestine and Israel is really important and should be centered. And a lot of people are being educated not only about the injustice and the genocide that's happening there, but they're also being educated in the ways that the media and their government and the government and all these powers and institutions and people that we want to trust can lie and can manipulate and have, I think in this moment there is like this awakening or this thing of like you can't turn away from it. You can't deny it. Even if you are paying attention, like there's no way to deny what's happening. But at the same time, I am also of the belief of samsara, right? Like this is a cycle. This is the nature of this human existence, is that there's suffering all the time. This is, a constant duality that's a part of being human, is like there's ups and there's downs, and there's one person that's, a baby's being born and somebody's dying. There's just, this universe is so vast and there's so many experiences that are happening at once, and it's impossible for that duality to not be coexisting and happening at the same time. And I don't know that I don't know if the practice, like, because what are people supposed to do?
I know.
And maybe it's like, maybe it's a slow burn. Hopefully it's a slow burn. I think as we are realizing how connected we are, as we are finding language around how we really feel when we see these things, how we, either we're disassociating, or we're filled with anger, or we're filled with sadness, we're feeling hopeless. I feel like it's really powerful to find the language around these things, because it is a step towards action inevitably, even if it's super, super slow. But everybody has their different processes of figuring this shit out and dealing with this shit. And I don't know that duality is ever going to not be Antoinette. That, like, somebody's being murdered and somebody's, admiring their appearance in the mirror. That's just like the chaos and maybe even the beauty of life. I don't know. It's one thing for brands. I mean, fuck brands, fuck anything that's based on making money. You can't trust it, Sable included in some ways. Like, that's just what we, like, can't, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what do we, I don't know, that's the expectation from brands.
I think, yeah, I have to work on that. I have to work on, I want to know where people stand on things. And I think that you say it all the time that I have this very binary right, wrong. And I want to know what the fuck side you're on. When it comes to social justice in particular, I'm real like, ain't a whole lot of gray. Like, period. And I don't think that's fair. I don't. It was interesting to me today where everybody was asking, how was your birthday? And I was honest at work. I was like, it was really sad. Like, the day was great with my friends. And then I was really sad. Why? And I had someone say to me, I was just talking about politics in general and how exhausting it is, and how exhausting it is to have like varying opinions in your own family, or like this very liberal, the typical white liberal praying for peace, all lives matter. And for some reason that's more infuriating than the Sarah Silverman. It's like, let me know who the fuck you are, yo. I don't like that. Like, no. Like, yeah, we all know all lives matter. Okay, get off that. You can't straddle the fence. Like, yes, all lives matter. Now, what's up with this genocide? How you feel about that? And I have to ease up on that. And I had someone say to me at work, oh God, that's why I don't talk politics in my house, because me and my daughters are on one side of the spectrum, and my husband, he likes Trump. And I thought to myself, how can you exist in that? And maybe that's something that I couldn't do, but it's such harsh lines with me, and I need to understand the why. But I also need to get a grip on, I was watching another podcast that I respect, and they were saying, this is a while ago before all this, but this person was saying that they suffer from anxiety. And like that's not social anxiety in terms of how to interact with people, but anxiety in terms of like the social and political climate of the world. And they were saying, like, I think it was their therapist that told them, you need to pick 3 to 5 things to care about. Okay? Pick those 3 to 5 things, and that's what you care about. That's what you research. That's what you speak on. That's what you rally behind, because you have to put into practice and understand that not everything can be your fight, or you're going to drive yourself into the ground. And like, yes, you can care about it in your heart, but to actively put your energy behind it, there's not enough for you to do it. So pick your 3 to 5 things and focus in on that. And understand that there are other people more qualified than you to pick up the pieces somewhere else, and where there's not enough for you to do that. And that really sat with me. It really did. And it was like, but there's so many things to care about. There's black and brown injustice, if you want to be real broad, or there's Palestine and Gaza and the West Bank. There's the fucking Sudanese. There's the border crisis. There's fucking global warming, the climate crisis. There's
problems everywhere. Pick one. There's
literally
catastrophe everywhere. Pick your category of catastrophe
though,
and fight your ass off.
There's the women trying to have reproductive rights. There's so many things, and I get caught up in all of them because they're all under this umbrella of injustice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm like, no, that's not right. And then I just I just get engulfed by it. And so I'm trying to figure out what those things are. I don't know what they are, because my dumb ass is like, injustice. And it's like, no, girl, that's too broad. But I also think, if I'm being honest, it's really hard to dial out when I feel like a big part of my contribution is to try to come on here and make sure that we are discussing these things with clarity, that we are, that we're informed, that we're thoughtful, and that our audience leaves with something. And I have to be okay with sometimes being like, I know this is going on, but I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not yet. I'm not yet. I'm absolutely not yet. I absolutely feel like that is so irresponsible, and we, you included, have to. But like, me more so, because that's kind of the role that I've taken on the, like, if we're being honest, that's the role of like, Antoinette, what's up with politics? And it's like, I think about, and this is on such a minute scale, right? I think about like the Roland Martins of the world, the Dr. Carrs, how the fuck are they sleep? The Sean Kings, even though problematic, Tamika Mallory, how are y'all sleeping? How you doing it? Angela Davis, like, how y'all doing it?
Well, I don't know where you're, I saw a meme that said that we don't have, what does it say? We don't get to be hopeless, right? So I don't know what this fight is rooted in. Is it fighted in, like, hope? Is it fighted in that there other possibilities, or is it fighted in? Is it rooted in? Did I say fighted in twice?
Yeah,
is it rooted in? This thing, like, there is another side, or is it just the fight? Is it just the?
That's the thing. I don't want to turn into that, because then I know people who, that's their entire being. I don't think it's just the fight for me. I think it's if people know and are informed, we can organize. We can be more aware. We can, I believe so much in the power of collective resistance. I mean, and I think part of it is that 14-year-old person, really 13 to like 25-year-old person was ingrained in this thought of freedom fighting. And I don't ever want it to just be about the fight, but I really truly believe if people know, if the wool's taken off our eyes, that we will come together. We've done it. We've done it. When I read these stories about uprisings, I'm like, this is amazing. This is amazing. What even a company striking is amazing. If I think about my job right now, right? And I go around to my job and to everybody in there, I say, hey, I don't feel this way, but really on a whole level. But if I'm like, hey, collectively, we're not being treated right. We need bigger wages. We need this. We need that. The amount of courage, and
logistics,
and cooperation.
That's the word right
to
there.
have everyone on the same page and say, together we won't have it, is so powerful. Because there's nothing these people can do to us if we are together. We outnumber them. Like, what if? I will never forget. Who was it? Was it Sean Bell? Who was it? I can't remember no, I can't, because there's so fucking many. It might have been Sean Bell. The start of this we were still a blog. We weren't even a podcast yet. And it might have been Trayvon. It was Trayvon. And when his killer was not found guilty, I remember calling you and being like, we have to do something. We have to organize a march. And reaching out to all of these other influencers and in the natural hair space and emailing them, putting us all in an email about how we were going to collectively come together, organize this thing, and not a single person responded. And that is not a diss to them. But I remember the deep sorrow in me of like, what? Huh? And I remember just thinking like, why is this not something that we think we can do? In my mind, this is absolutely attainable. Change is absolutely attainable. And maybe I got the rose-colored glasses on. I don't think it looks pretty. But a bus boycott changed things. And then somewhere we stopped this collective organizing and cooperation and fight. Somewhere we thought we got free, and then we stopped this and we got like really stagnant. And we were also persecuted and everything else. But it just, if not, then I don't have hope. If I don't have hope in that, then I ain't got hope.
I think a lot of my feeling numb and feeling disassociated has to do with a lack of association with people that have that excitement and like this momentum going, I just feel like I am siloed, and that when I am talking with people, it's just like it's fucked. This is all fucked up. It's cynical versus it's really powerful when you are in spaces with this kind of energy of we're going to organize. This is the plan. Even if you just go into spaces, shout out to Sankofa Farm in Philadelphia. I went and I volunteered, and before you can even touch the land, you stand around and you like do a collective prayer. Everybody goes around and prays.
Sankofa Farm, you called
Sankofa Farm in West Philly. And how like I only went once a week, and sometimes I would miss, but when I would go, how just that association and being around that practice like ignited ignited something that felt very dormant in me anyway. And the power of that and the beauty of that and the transformation. If imagine doing that every fucking day. Imagine being around that type of
We
energy
did.
every day.
Like for Freedom School, we started the day with pouring libations and calling out Fannie Lou Hamer, Ella Joe
Yeah.
Baker,
Yeah.
Stokely Carmichael, like and reading about these people and knowing about these people and picking a service project
Mm-hmm.
to work on that
Mm-hmm.
summer and it was intergenerational and educating younger people than us and
Mm-hmm.
having our elders like it
Mm-hmm.
was transformative. I've never felt that way
That's not like the
again.
regular, I'm sitting here. My day is packed with to-do lists.
Same
My
now.
day is packed with, you know, a lot of my hope and my creative energy is deeply connected to capital.
Mm.
Yeah, so I have this my hope. It can't be extinguished. It can't be destroyed. It's just a part of my everyone's creative. It's just creative energy in a lot of ways, but I do feel that it's misplaced and I do feel it's lying dormant. And it is affecting my relationship and what I could my sense of possibility, right? And that's what the fuck
But
capitalism
activation,
and my
not just
activation. Yeah,
possibility,
it's
but to
and
get
I think that's
activated.
the scariest part of capitalism is that that's what it does. It robs you of that kind of space to be activated
Activate.
beyond making money, beyond the daily, demands. And I mean, I'll give myself a little bit of grace. I feel like I think for me, creativity or like using around the way curls as a space to engage with that creativity in a way, makes me feel alive
Mm-hmm.
and hope lives in that. But that doesn't often translate into like the future of the world. Like a part of me definitely feels like it's fucked. There's no turning back. I'm not sad about it. I feel like there's some type of deeper wisdom, or we're like playing something out. I feel like there's also in this sad, destructive pace that we're going, on the other side, something else, something is awakening, something is happening to us on the other spectrum of it that I feel and trust is happening. But when I really am honest about myself, yeah, I feel that I need to be in association with more people that are activated. And I don't mean just like, oh, we're gonna do, you know, we're gonna go out and protest and we're gonna like that's
Even
very
that can
important.
springboard something
It's
in
very
you
important, but I think it's the
energetically.
energy that fuels that, which is hope, which is, it's from this deeper creative space. It's around
It's hope, it's
possibility.
sacrifice,
It's around love. It's around like
yeah,
fearlessness, courage, all of these really beautiful light energies that
and
are that are
power.
that
We're
are
powerful.
yeah, all of these things that I feel like I don't have the time for, because capitalism robs you of possibility. And I mean, I can't wrap my head around how I could do that. If I'm going to be completely honest, in this very moment where I'm right now, Joe. But also, anyway, yeah.
But also what?
I don't care either about capital that much. Like, also, like, I'm not like, oh, well, if Sable fails or if I gotta move back with my mom, like, I don't feel white knuckled either. I'm in a weird place. I can't even begin to describe the way that I'm just out here. I'm just out here, period. But I feel like I'm just watching. I feel like I'm watching. I don't feel like I am engaged in a way. And I don't feel necessarily the anger that you feel right now. And And that might just be a symptom of disassociation, quite honestly. But it feels like I don't know how to stop this. I don't know how this is supposed to stop. And I don't know that this type of destructive energy made manifest equals destruction, equals like it's the end of the world, apocalyptic. I don't know. Maybe this shit has to play out for something else. I don't know. I don't have the answers. And that's, that's a story that people, these bad things had to happen so that, these other, you had to die, that's problematic in itself, or a lot of holes in that story. But I guess I'm just being honest about where I am in this very moment. But when I read that meme of like, you don't get to be hopeless, I was like, oh, right. I don't. Damn. What do I have to do now?
Not forever. I mean, the sidelines, they're safe, but they're not. I don't know. I don't know how to change it either, but I know that watching it and just being cynical, like the memes and shit are funny we post, but that's tongue in cheek. That can't be how we're really operating. That everything is hopeless and everything's fucked anyway. So, oh well, it just can't. Otherwise, I can't be here. I can't do it. I don't know how to do that. Friend of ours, Joel Leon, he has some creative prompts for collective healing. And I like the fact that he said collective healing because I feel like it's activated healing. And his 5 prompts are: what are you making to change the world? What are you doing to change the world? Who are you helping change the world? How are you educating yourself and others? What is your role in our pursuit of liberation? These are great questions, and they don't have to be, our doesn't have to be the entire world. But I know what he does, and he just has these community, he brings dope people together and creates community and safe space for folks once a month. And it's a beautiful writer, and that's his offering. I can't answer these. I have to sit with them. I know a lot of it has to do with Around the Way Curls. But if you're struggling to cope, been name dropping her a lot this week, and probably will continue to. Call Arthur Riley and Black Liturgies. They posted Toni Morrison in an interview, and she's talking about the human experience and coping, and I just want to leave us with this. If it'll open. Oh my God.
How do you survive whole in a...
Oh my
Each
God.
time when I come...
Well, now why would that do that? Monty, I'm sorry, but you can't leave that in because that killed the vibe. Can you put the timestamp in there, my love? 180. Jesus.
What is happening?
How do you survive whole in a world where we're all victims of something? It's to both of you.
How do you survive whole? I can't do this quickly, Juan.
Okay.
How can you survive whole and where we're victims of something? That's a nice, big, fat, Eastern, Western philosophical question about how do you get through. Sometimes you don't survive whole. You just survive in part. But the grandeur of life is that attempt. It's not about that solution. It is about, being as fearless as one can and behaving as beautifully as one can under completely impossible circumstances.
How do you survive?
That's it.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's it, y'all. That is our episode. And maybe next week we'll play around and laugh and joke. Maybe not. Because shit ain't funny right now. But I guess somebody or whatever has said joy is also an act of resistance. But this brings me joy. It really does. I know it might sound melancholy, but the idea of us and collective cooperation and activation brings me joy and hope. So answer those prompts for yourself and know that this world is going to be what it is. It's going to be what it is.
It's going to be what it is.
I wasn't done. It's going to be what it is as long as we leave it that way. That we create it. So if we don't get activated, yes, it will be what it is.
And but maybe the activation is within yourself. You know, it maybe you're not a failure if maybe you're not protesting or your interaction with people is not around that. But like maybe the main activation is in yourself in a quiet way.
Look at Cole Arthur Riley. All I do is big her up. That's a quiet, activated lady.
Yeah.
Everybody has a role. So, yeah,
I should bring her on.
I got it.
You reached out to her?
She follows me.
Yeah, you should.
Because I stalk her. But you know what's crazy? I should go get it. I just had to go to Barnes and Nobles. I'm so upset. I lost this here flesh. And I just had to get a new one. And you know me when I read. All of my markings. So I have to start over from the beginning.
Where do you take that
at? I've asked so many people, have you seen this book? I looked I know I'm going to find it. Eventually I will find it. And I'm going to be furious. Like, here it is. But all of my markings are gone. And I'm so upset. And I'm thinking about, I can't bring her on unless I have my markings. You know, you have to be prepared. You do. Like, did you see, like, Yaba? Did you see Yaba when Yaba interviewed her?
I didn't watch the whole entire thing.
Oh, because it was so long. Yaba was just talking, wasn't she?
You could just focus on one chapter. Because that's a lot to, it should just be one chapter.
Because you can't go through the whole thing. I think Yaba only got through the forward.
Yeah, it should just be one chapter.
I would love to talk. I would be you want to see me scared, shaking in my boots, that kind, sweet being? I'd be like, and just hearing the way she uses language,
we should bring her on. What's her email? What's her name? What's the sweet baby?
Well, she has Black Liturgies coming out. So it would be weird to talk. She has Black Liturgies coming out in 2024, the book.
Okay. Oh.
So it'd be weird to bring her on to talk about this here flesh if she has that out. Like, she's gonna be promoting a whole other book. So really, we should get.
Twice, child.
Oh man, I would just melt. I'm
gonna reach out to her because you probably won't do it until you feel prepared, which is gonna be never.
No, don't reach out to her.
What?
All right. I don't know. I'm scared because I want to talk to her about what she needs to promote at that time.
You don't have to.
But I want to. I want to.
Okay, but she'll let you know. You gotta trust that she knows what she needs to do.
Ooh, that would be so crazy. She's so pretty too.
She'd be like, "Girl, yeah, I follow you. I've been wanting to come on. I just listened to your podcast."
No, she probably don't listen to this. But what if she did? Yo, seriously, because her and Chimamanda and Naira. Chimamanda Adichie Ngozi.
She got canceled, girl.
Why Chimamanda get canceled? What she do?
She gets transgender folks. I don't know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is Shati facts,
Oh,
so don't take it. Don't.
Shanti Facts needs to be a new fucking segment.
Ah,
She got canceled.
yeah,
She
but
said that.
yeah, she's against transgender. She was
What did she wait? What did she say? Oh my
like
god!
y'all. I know you ain't trying to be women because you ain't women. Basically, I'm totally paraphrasing. It might be so wrong, and somebody's screaming at the goddamn radio right now, like Shati, shut up.
First of
You
all,
are
we were
miss
wrong last week. People
about
were
what?
screaming when we were talking about the mice.
The Rescuers. That's the name of
You
it, right?
no, it's Fievel goes west or east. Which way did Fievel go? But it's Fievel in them, not the
Fievel?
rescuers. Yeah, Fievel.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
crazy name.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Why
I
Chimamanda? Oh,
apologize.
the contra. No, it's not.
She
The
got she was like,
controversy.
no, the fuck it ain't. My
I
bad.
love it. The controversy over Chimamanda and trans women explain. Oh
Yeah,
my
I knew
God,
it. See, the thing about Shanti facts, they be facted sometimes. I might have a little thing a bit off here and there,
Now that
but
broke
it's
clock.
rooted in.
That broken clock, baby. Adici's comments and backlash they inspired fit into a very old fight in feminism.
She said, "You ain't got no
Oh,
vagina."
what did she say?
Basically,
When
she
people
did it.
talk
She
about
did it like a.
she said, "Oh,
An,
Britain's Channel 4 news. I love Channel 4." When that's what I was talking about on Monday when people talk about are trans women, my feeling is trans women are trans women. Adici's
they
critics
said
say
she
that
gotta go. Get her out of here.
that's what she said.
Damn. Chimamanda hot now. She not. Damn, Beyonce don't fuck with you though, boy, Chimba.
Adici's
God damn.
critic, did you just say Chima?
Chimamanda.
Adici's critics say that these remarks imply that trans women aren't real women. Interesting. I'm gonna leave that alone. How you arrived at being a woman, whether trans woman is any less of a real woman, if she also grew up enjoying the privileges of men.
Chimba said she had time today because she didn't never back down from that.
When people talk about are trans women women, my feeling is trans women are trans women. I think the whole problem of gender in the world is about our experiences. It's not about how we wear our hair or whether we have a vagina or penis. It's about the way the world treats us. So she's saying that gender is like your race. And I think you've lived in I think if you've lived in a world as a man with privileges that the world accords to men, and then some of then sort of change gender, it's difficult for me to accept that then we equate your experience with the experience of a woman who has lived from the beginning as a woman who has not been accorded those privileges that men are. I don't think it's a good thing to talk about women's issues being exactly the same as
Girl, that's a
trans
whole other
women.
podcast episode, girl.
Whoa. And she got canceled for
Antoinette got her
that.
mind blown right quick, y'all. That's a whole other podcast. Cause
Sorry, we should stop. Yeah, I mean, that is that's an interesting conversation that she's having. I think about that with Caitlin sometimes.
what's her name just brought this up?
Because
The
Caitlin,
comedian from Baltimore just got in trouble. The one that used to be that sometimes
Sam.
no, the one that sometimes is on the Breakfast Club. Jessica. She from Baltimore.
Oh, just hilarious. I don't.
Well, Jess said
She's
the same thing,
no,
kind of,
I don't
but
think so. That's
not
not what
as
she said at all.
scholarly.
Yeah, I don't think that's what she said at all. Just hilarious is not hilarious to me. I think she's wildly problematic often.
Well, that was the most recent thing that was similar to
Damn.
this discussion.
Chimamanda, interesting. She said that
You can
in
still admire Chimamanda if you want to,
2017,
girl.
it seems. All right. Something to think. See something else for me to think about. I can't take all that on. I gotta let some of this go. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay,
Hey.
goodbye.